Hello and welcome. I am the Suit&Tie Dip&ChewGuy, and this is the number 34, the 34th Soda Pop review. And yes, we will be doing one more locally sourced, plastic bottled product. Although that said, heads up, we will be going into small production glass very shortly. I'm waiting for a delivery. So, we're going to take a look at another Teddy's product. And the reason why is because they are ridiculously cheap. And if they're cheap here with me, I can only imagine what they cost outside of metropolitan areas. I am using a bit of a different cooling setup here. So I do want to point out that both of these are cold, although I'm not quite sure we're going to have the fog by the time I get to the glass. So this product is very cheap, and I've been impressed. The first thing that caught my eye about it was their bottles. It's an odd shape, odd sized bottle. So the bottle is 26 ounces, and it is shaped like a old-timey glass almost quart. Let's say that. Like, you know, it seems like a glass quart, but a little bit smaller. And besides the part where it's plastic, that is the effect that it gives. Around me, in a Albertson, which are branded as Acme, where I am from, they're perpetually on sale for 10 for 10. Now, some years ago, Acme changed their 10 for 10 rules to cover any number that you buy. So basically, if you see 10 for 10 in an Acme around me, it means the product is $1. I wanted to get the root beer, and I wanted to get it in sooner, but for whatever reason, and I'm hoping it's a good reason, the root beer was constantly sold out. And I was lucky the one time to get the Sarsaparilla. Now, I am going to try not to make any references between the root beer and the Sarsaparilla, partly because I am thinking about doing a sort of a face-off, but not like the face-offs we usually do, between soda flavors, and having it from the same brand, and that brand being local and cheap is a plus. So it would basically be a video, what's the difference between root beer and sarsaparilla. Anyway, you got a plastic brown 26 ounce bottle with one label going around the entirety. All right. The plastic is embossed with Teddy's. The cap on this one, they are all plain. This one is basically black. They do change up the caps. The caps are usually somewhat in line with the rest of the product, or an offset color from the rest of the product itself, yet matching, if that makes any sense to you. So, nutrition facts. We will go to the back here, and I will attempt to get that in focus for you. How about that? The 130 is per serving, and the 280 is per container. All right, as far as the columns go. And below the nutrition information, manufactured for Unique Beverage Company, LLC of Everett, Washington. So this is yet another soda product out of Washington State, which it seems like an awful lot of them are. And of course, I am not in focus again because I forgot to readjust, which is why I don't like doing that, because I always, I did that pretty good and pretty smoothly, and then completely forget to move it back. Yeah, Orca Beverage, which is sort of the bottler of a lot of the old-timey Spiffy Cola, etc. Soft drinks, is also out of Washington, and there's been a couple others. So, that all said, I'm going to open it up. The product is caffeine-free, by the way, if you did not notice that at the top on the label. And Teddy is an actual, it's some guy with a beard. I always thought it was like in passing, I was like, that's odd. They named it after Teddy Roosevelt. And I thought they had a picture of him in his Rough Rider uniform or get up or whatever you want to call that. But no, it's not. It's some other guy, Teddy, that has a full beard. It smells really good. So let's see what we're doing here. Okay, it is looking to me... It looks like root beer. In this light here, and it could be my light, I would hope for it to be a little darker. Do you see that, like... We'll see. It smells really good. And it smells almost as strong off the wider opening of the glass. So that is always a good sign. Here we go. It's good. I pull up some little, like, silver bucket and spit in it because I'm that guy. No, I am not that guy, but I thought it'd be funny to conjure up the image. But now that time is gone. Okay, so you have a pretty safe center-of-the-road root beer. It's not different in any way. It's not vanilla root beer or cream root beer or anything like that. It's just plain Jane root beer. Unlike what I was maybe thinking. See, it has an awful strong smell. There's no mistaking what's in the glass. But at the same time, it's not as dark as I would think it would be giving off that smell. Is it watery? No. Is it real, like creamy thick? No, not. It's just plain root beer. The carbonation level is actually pretty good for my liking. Now, I am not a big fan of heavy carbonation, so it does form a little bit of a head. Now, I'm not hard pouring it enough to really get that going. And I'm going to give my desk a break tonight and not try to get that going. But I think it would form a head on it of some sort if you hard poured, like, upended bottle and glass. It's good. There's just nothing stand out. There's nothing that sets it apart, except for the fact, the price point. The price point does set it apart. The fact that it's not here, there, extraordinary, but it is classic plain Jane root beer at $1 a bottle, sort of sets it apart right there. And that's what it is. I mean, you get what you pay for. And if you can come off with something that's, okay, that's fairly decent at $1, you're ahead of the curve there. So the Teddies, all of their products have been sound. The one I liked the most was probably the Sarsaparilla. But the other two that I did, the cream and the strawberry, they were sound products. And at the price that they're going for. Now, if you go to the website, let me see if they have the website written somewhere here. Because they had it in a really goofy spot before. And I was like, why? Yeah, it's down the side of the nutrition thing. I've been to the website. It's nothing overly fancy, but it's nicely done. So it's www.teddyssoda, all lowercase, one word. So S on the end of Teddy's, and then S for the beginning of sodas.com. All right. They have a store locator there, and it was something that I hadn't ever really seen before. I had heard in passing places had stuff like this. I don't know where I heard, but I did. But I'd never actually seen one. So what they do is, on their store locator, they're not going to pinpoint a store for you, which you will go to only to find out that the store no longer carries the product that you were searching for, because that never happens. Their store locator goes by state. You choose your state, and then they show you under that state what stores carry the product. Okay, so I think in a lot of states for Teddy's, one of the dollar stores carries it. I don't know if it's Dollar General. Okay. So you don't have any caffeine in you, huh, Teddy? I don't think it's Dollar General, but it might be Family Dollar, one of them. So they just show you the chain stores in the particular state that carry it. All right? And from what I could see, the stores that I were familiar with, now the farther west I went, because I clicked on a whole bunch of states, there were stores I was not familiar with that I do not have around me. But from what I could see, most of the chain stores in the eastern part of the United States that I recognized, they're like everywhere. Like they're, Dollar General or Family Dollar. Like, you're not going to have a hard time finding it. And being the type of chain stores that they are, if one store has it, they all have it. So that's how you go about it. And that, again, is at www.teddyssoda.com. This has been my review of Teddy's Root Beer. Nothing wrong with it. If you see, give it a try. I've actually met someone since I did the first reviews of Teddy's that absolutely swears by the cream. And the cream was a good showing. It was a good showing. But evidently, that's his thing. And I was like, that's really weird that I've just found this out about you. And then I was like, wait, I'm not letting anybody around me know about this channel. Anyway, I do hope you all are well. When you see me looking over like this, by the way, I'm looking at the monitor because the camera is not on the monitor now. The camera is over here. The monitor is over here. So I'm looking at the monitor getting like the stop button ready and stuff like that. Anyway, I do hope you all are well. Do take care of yourselves. And as always, God bless.